If your goal is to learn an isometric skill like the planche or the front lever, you need to actually practice holding that skill. Why? Because specificity, which is the #1 training principle, states that you get better at whatever you practice, which means that holding an isometric position of the skill that you want to achieve is the most straightforward way to get better at it. But how long should your holds be? For best strength gains, each one of your holds should be in the 8-16 second range at an RPE of 7 to 10. I could end the video here because this last sentence is the gist of this whole video, but I want to explain the reasoning behind it, as that will serve you much more than me just giving you an answer to follow blindly. The first thing that you need to understand is that the length of an isometric hold is a combination of intensity and relative effort, how much external load you're lifting, and how much effort you're putting into the set. So let's tackle both of these topics separately. External load is an objective measure of how much weight you're lifting, which is usually measured as a percentage of your 1 rep max. For best strength gains, you should lift 80 to 90% of your 1 rep max, which means that if your 1 rep max in the bench press is 100 kilos, you should lift 80 to 90 kilos to stimulate the best strength adaptations. Now I know what you're saying. Theoretically, this sounds nice, but in the real world, almost no one is going around testing their 1 rep maxes with a calculator to figure out how much weight they should lift, especially in calisthenics, where external load is a much more nebulous concept than in weightlifting. This is why we have 1 rep max charts that tell us that this 80 to 90% range is roughly a 4 to 8 rep max, and since 1 rep is about 2 seconds of an isometric hold, you should do holds with your 8-16 second max. This means that if you hit failure with a given load anywhere between 8 and 16 seconds, it's a suitable load for stimulating strength adaptations. Anything heavier than that won't allow you to accumulate as much volume due to increases in fatigue and risk of injury, while anything lighter than that will simply be too light to really make you stronger. Now that you know how much load you should be lifting, your 8-16 second max, let's go over how much effort you should put in each set, as that is the missing piece of the puzzle in figuring out how long your isometric hold should be. This is important to talk about because you can lift the necessary load all you want, but if you don't put the right amount of effort in each set, you'll get nowhere. Relative effort, known also as RPE or rating of perceived exertion, is measured on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being you sitting on the couch and 10 being you exerting yourself to your maximal capacity. The easiest way to illustrate this is with a set of 10 reps as your max. Then by definition, how many reps you do is the RPE of the set. For best strength gains, you should train in the RPE 7 to 10 range, since anything less than that is simply not difficult enough for stimulating strength adaptations. However, this doesn't mean that you should train to RPE 7 in one workout and RPE 10 in the next. Your RPE should slowly increase as you progress either in reps or load through your mesocycle. For example, if you're running a 4-week-long mesocycle, you can start at RPE 7 and increase the RPE by 1 each week until you hit RPE 10. This is how strength is built. If you started your mesocycle at RPE 10, you would immediately run into a wall because there's nowhere to progress further. Your best bet would be to repeat your performance in the following workouts, but even that will become untenable after a while due to cumulative fatigue, so the only real solution is ramping up the RPE slowly and taking a deload after hitting RPE 10. Okay, but how does this relate to the length of your isometric holds? From what we've discussed so far, you know that to get stronger in isometrics, you need to do holds with your 8-16 second max at an RPE of 7 to 10. But how do you even figure out what is your 8-16 second max? The easiest way to do this would be to pick a load that you think is your 8-16 second max and go to failure with it. If you end up in the 8-16 second range, you found a valid load for stimulating strength adaptations. The next step would be to figure out how long you should hold this load to hit RPE 7, as that will be your starting point. If you hit failure at 13 seconds, you'll hit RPE 7 at 9 seconds. Then you can start your mesocycle at 9 seconds and slowly increase your relative effort by increasing your hold time or load so that you hit RPE 10 after 4 to 6 weeks. If you choose to increase your hold time, you can do so until you hit 16 seconds. Then you'll need to pick a heavier load to ensure that you stay in the 8-16 second range. But if you choose to increase the load, which you'll have to do anyways, you can do it either by increasing the progression, decreasing the assistance, or adding weight to your body. To give you an example, my main method of progression for the planche is increasing my hold time until I reach 16 seconds and then decreasing the assistance. But for the front lever, it's increasing the load by raising my rings one level higher, which decreases the assistance that the band provides. If all of this sounds a bit complicated, here's the dumbed down version. To get stronger in isometric exercises, you need to hold an isometric position for 8-16 seconds close to failure and slowly progress either in hold time or load. In the perfect world, you would do this process for an infinite amount of time, but since we live in the real world, fatigue will catch up to you and you'll run into a wall. When this happens, accept that you've reached your current ceiling as a mortal human being and take a week-long deload to flush out most of the fatigue that you had accumulated so that you can start a new mesocycle and repeat this process all over again. If you did this whole process right, your new RPE 7 should be equivalent to your previous RPE 8 or even 9. And if this is the case, you know that you're doing something right. You're getting stronger. And of course, this should go without saying. Don't expect to achieve isometric skills by just doing isometrics. Make sure to also do full range of motion exercises, as they will build much more muscle than isometrics and make you stronger in the full range of motion, which will automatically make you stronger in your desired isometric position. For example, if if you're training for the planche, you can do some straight arm shoulder flexion exercises like tuck planche raises or dumbbell front raises, and bent arm shoulder flexion exercises like pike push-ups or dips. In most cases, isometrics should only make up about 1/3 of your routine. The other 2/3 should be full range of motion dynamic exercises designed to build muscle and strength throughout the full range of motion. If you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below what kind of videos you would like to see from me more. You can also check the description for the best 9 bodyweight exercises for beginners on my Instagram, where I post my workouts and lifestyle in general. And have an awesome day. Peace!